Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I'm a forest gardener and forest garden designer, and this is a quick look at creating a forest garden gallery. We've actually got a website which is called Forest Garden Gallery, and it's online at the moment, and slowly we're going to be putting in, me and some forest garden friends are putting in plants across different types of plants, different forest garden plants, and looking at more than one angle on that plant. So it'll be the fully mature plant, it will be the fruiting body, it will be a leaf, so all different ranges, so people who are interested in forest gardening can get a closer look as well. The other thing that's going on the Forest Garden Gallery website is particular specific gardens, people's gardens, so you can see a variety of different gardens of different sizes and different situations. And then the other main album is polycultures, putting together different polycultures so that people who are interested in forest gardening can see how different plants work together. And then there's also wildlife and forest garden features as well. But those are the kind of three key ones: are forest garden plants, forest gardens and polycultures. So I wanted to show you today how I'll go about doing this. There's an awful lot of plants out there. I have chosen kind of at random 100 top forest garden plants, and bit by bit I am going to be, me and some other people are going to be working on gathering photographs for these different plants. So I've already started out on the Italian Alder, and then you can see up here, I'll just zoom in for you. You can see here home, plants, trees, other trees, Italian Alder, and there's going to be quite a lot of different plants in there. So the idea is, you know what plant you're interested in because you've done your research on it using Plants for a Future, say, and then you want to see how the plant is, what the shape is, or how tall it is, how wide it gets, just to get a sense of it really. So this is what we've got so far. So you can see the full tree is here, and there's a close-up of a young leaf here, and you get a good sense. Here's some catkins, so you get a sense of what the actual, of what the plant is about. And I'm going to show you now how we add albums to that as well. So go to the plants album, and this is using a piece of software called Piwigo, which is open source software. And if we go into there and edit the sub albums, and I'm going to add fruit tree, create a new album, and I'm going to create an album for Asian Pear. Now the Asian Pear is a brilliant fruit tree. It needs somewhere a bit protected because it is susceptible to late frosts, but it has beautiful bark, it has amazing blossom, and the fruit's fantastic as well. It's kind of slightly like a cross between an apple and a pear, I imagine, but I don't know because all the fruit here all the blossom here has been lost because we're on an exposed site. So I need to put some protection around it. So I've got to create an album called Asian Pear, and then that's added. And then I want to add some photographs to that. And I'll just do one. I'm just going to add one photograph for now. And I'm going to show you the different ways that we find the images for our gallery. So if you go at the top, select the album that you want to select. So I'm going to go plants, trees, fruit trees, Asian Pear, and let's find a photograph. I did originally look at Orangepippin. Orangepippin.com is a fantastic resource for fruit trees, so really well worth a look. But they don't cover Asian pears, unfortunately. But if you're looking for apple, pear or plum or cherry trees, loads of different varieties, really good information there. I really like them. And then I looked on my own website. I use Cloudinary to store all my images online, and I've got some okay pictures, but they're not all that. There's some pears in there, but it's not really up there, so that's not good enough. And a fantastic place to start looking if you're after photographs, funnily enough, is Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is part of a bigger umbrella organisation called Wikimedia, and they have a load of photographs on there, and images, photographs, books, all sorts of stuff. So that's worth a look. And as you can see, pyrofolia, if you look here, you can see a beautiful photograph here. So click on the photograph and there we go. We can, that's just absolutely stunning. I think they're so beautiful. So there you get the bit. That's a good start. So I'll use this one as the example. I just wanted to show you a couple of the other websites that I use as well. So there is the Plants for a Future website, pfaf.org, and they have images on here, and very often it will give you a link down to the image there, which is handy. And Flickr, hopefully that will come up with Flickr's. And you can search on Flickr. We want to be using what is called Creative Commons photographs, and this means photographs which are, it's a license which allows you to use photographs for different purposes. So creativecommons.org, you can find out about the different licenses that are used. Forest Garden Gallery is not making any money, it's not selling anything, it's open source, not for profit, it's just for the sheer love of it. And yep, so here we can find Asian pear. So, there we go. So you got, yeah, not so good, but there's some there. And if you look top left hand corner of Flickr, you say Creative Commons, all Creative Commons, and that's going to cover what we do, because it's stuff that is not, that's not bad. So we can use a photograph from here as well. And then the other one to look at, so we've got Wikipedia and Wikimedia. There's Flickr, and then there's Google Images. So Google Images, I really don't like Google, not that they give a damn, because they track you, they track your data, and they look at what you are doing, and they sell you stuff, they sell you adverts, and they track you, and it's no good. And they fund, in America, Google are funding climate denying foundations. So yeah, not a big fan of them, but in this situation it's kind of handy. So if you go under tools, usage rights, Creative Commons licenses, and again we're after a Creative Commons license, and there's a lot, and that actually links to Pixabay, which is the last one I wanted to show you. So Pixabay they sell photographs as well, but they also have a lot of free stuff, and there's some very good quality photographs on there. So Asian pear, and then it comes up with a range of them, related images, 29 free images of Asian pear, and there we go, there's one here. So absolutely stunning. So I've got it's a very photogenic plant. So I'll just grab one of those. Which one did I say I would use? Oh, this one here. So I think that's incredible. So I'll take this. Let's scroll down. View author information. So we need to make sure, here we go. So you need to make sure that you always attribute the author. So it's a polite thing to do. There we go. And then that's the username uploaded by there's not a specific user. So we'll do that. We'll copy their username, and then I am going to download the highest resolution. Now on Forest Garden Gallery, the images are a maximum of 1440 pixels. So I'm putting in the information, and other people are putting in the information where if there's a higher source image available, then you can that information will be there as well. But for screen purposes, that's absolutely fine. And I'll just save that to the desktop and save that. And I'm going to call it Asian pear Nashi, and there we go, Asian pear Nashi, desktop, save, and that's 1280 pixels, so that's fine to put straight in. And I'll come back over here, Asian pear, cool. I'm going to add some photos, Asian pear Nashi. So now we upload the Asian pear Nashi file. Just had to change that. Fantastic. Click on it and it takes me there, and this is where I'm going to put in the user, the author, And oopsie, that's in the wrong album. That needs to be an Asian pear. And the keywords is Asian pear. Oops. Asian pear. Pyrus pyrifolia. And fruit. And nashi. There we go. Hopefully, it had a bit of a problem with the dashes. There we go. It didn't like it on the file. So there we go. And then I put in here original file. Okay. And I'll just find the original file. I'll just give a reference to the original file here. So if anyone needs to find it, there, cultivar and nashi. There we go. So that is, yep, finding it. And then I'll just show you on the gallery itself. So you'll know what plants you're after. So you're going to plant the plants album. It's a tree, go to the trees. It's a fruit tree, go into fruit trees. Asian pear, and there it is. There'll be a list of different photographs of Asian pear there. And what is quite handy is that you can add information as well. Pewego is it's not bad. It's free and it's not bad, but it can be, it's a little bit clunky to use. What you can do, which is quite handy, is to add extra information. So under the fruit trees, Asian pear, I'm going to edit that and give it a bit of a description. So the description will say, lovely crisp fruit, susceptible to late frosts, don't plant in exposed position, uses pear rootstocks, grown on pear rootstocks I should say rather. There we go. So now let's go back up. Plants, trees, other tree, oopsie, wrong one. Trees, fruit trees, Asian pear, and it will say at the top here, give you an extra bit of information. So this will eventually be populated with hundreds of different plants and loads of different gardens, and it's a work in progress. It's quite slow. So if you are interested in helping out at all, like you can help search for different images for different plants, give me a shout. hello@forestgarden.wales, or I'm on Twitter or Facebook. Hope that's mildly interesting, and see you soon. Cheers, bye.